Yes, guys, hello and welcome to the post-match reaction. I'm just going to check if my mic's working because it didn't last time. It is. So we're back in business on the post-match reactions, and wow, what a game. It had everything. Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2 with a last-ditch, I was about to say winner. It feels like a win, honestly. We deserved absolutely nothing. A last-ditch equaliser from Harry Kane in 90+6, and wow. That game had absolutely everything, even a fight at the end of the game between Tuchel and Conte. They were going at it the whole game with each other. And that was a proper London derby, a proper classic Tottenham Chelsea kind of battle at the bridge. V2, not quite as fierce, but certainly at the end it got that way. It was absolute handbag central at the end. But listen, guys, I'm sure you're all feeling very similar to me. We deserved absolutely nothing throughout that whole game. We were awful. In fact, that first half was one of the worst first half performances Spurs have played at Stamford Bridge in my lifetime, and we have had some shockers there. So it was awful. I just seriously cannot believe we even got a point. But listen, there's plenty of you in here. There's like 25 of you already. I'm just still trying to get my breath back after celebrating that winner. It was just absolute shithouse. It was absolutely brilliant. Ayanami's saying, utter disgrace. This is before we scored. And then he's saying, very lucky to get the point. Glad we got it. Conte is a yid. Absolutely. It was absolute scenes at the end. If I was Romero, I would have thrown a right hook at James Charles wannabe Paverts. They were winding each other up all game. Keith saying, what on earth's just happened? Exactly. Conte going for a bit of afters. Love to see it, says Emil. Tuchel deserved the red card. Conte didn't. Bad sportsmanship. They went to shake hands at the end, and Tuchel wouldn't let go. And so then Conte squared up to him, and it was a bit of afters, but there you go. Catman Jess saying Romero's a beast, and got Havertz and Cucurella good. He was rustling them all, wasn't he? It was brilliant. Eamon's in here. Big up, Eamon. Nice to see you. He said he got his revenge of that tackle down the line. Yeah, absolutely. It was brilliant. Romero's shithousery at football. That's talent. Romero, star of the show. Love that man. And next time, Romero, pull that racist hair harder. Ben Davies isn't good enough. We need a better right centre back. Well, Zaki's left centre back. So I think I agree with you on that front. We were absolutely shocking. We really were. I still can't believe we've managed to get a point. I really can't. Big up, Camban. Just thanks for joining. Saying Ben Davies is a left centre back. And we have Lenglet. He's injured. I love Conte. He can have my kids. Everyone's on a mad one here. Richard saying, well, a point of the bridge is like a win for us. Conte will get us some big results this year. Absolutely. It feels like a win. We played awfully. We had about 3 shots on target, I think, at the most. Chelsea had about 16 shots. It was absolutely night and day. What else have we got here? Tuchel was begging for it. I would have done the same if I was Conte. Richarlison had a great impact. He did check when he came on. We really did look a different outfit. Blimey, it is warm today. But guys, other than obviously the absolute scenes at the end and everything that kicked off, who for you was we'll do a quick top 3, bottom 3 for Spurs, because there was some serious poor performances today. I thought other than the goal, Harry Kane was very quiet. He couldn't seem to get into the game. Son was awfully quiet. Son was very, very quiet. There was some shocking performances today. Let's not beat around the bush. We need to seriously improve in some areas if we're going to seriously do well this season. But if you think about it in the sense that we didn't play very well and we still got a result which felt like a win, I think that was honestly a really good sign. Richarlison provided more pressure than any player on the team in the first half. Yeah, he just ran at them. And he ran and he ran and he didn't give up. And to be honest with you, although he didn't really threaten at any point, he really did change the dynamic. I didn't think Kulusevski was running hard enough at them. But Richarlison was the spark, the game changer, I thought. Bissouma wasn't great off the bench, says Leo. Again, though, those substitutions definitely made an impact. I thought Sessegnon had an awful game before Perisic then came on. So I think maybe we could see Perisic starting the next game against Wolves. That would be my first thought on that one. Top says Archie is Romero, Dyer and Bentancur. Yeah, I would probably say something similar. I didn't think Bentancur had a good game, a great game. He didn't really control it very well. It was all Jorginho and Kante. They were running the midfield, really. He's saying bottom was Son, Sessegnon and Kane. Yeah, I would say, honestly, that Sessegnon had a stinker. Son, honestly, didn't even hardly touch the ball. And when he did, he got absolutely taken out by Reece James for a yellow. Can't really think of 3 players to put in my top 3. Maybe Perisic and Richarlison. Honestly, it's really difficult. I mean, I think the subs have to be up there. Højbjerg, obviously, for the goal, but then he was getting outdone in midfield by Kante and Jorginho, let's be honest. Dyer, he didn't really put... My main concern from the game today is the set pieces. I mean, we have a new set piece coach, and we're still defending set pieces in a panic. I mean, Koulibaly was unmarked 3 corners in a row. We cannot be letting that happen. We have to do something the next game. We have to work on this because it's really, really poor letting a threat like Koulibaly in the air. He's like 6'5", 6'6". How is he unmarked in the area, guys? Please, someone tell me. Conte revived Dyer's career. He might even get an England call up. We'll see. Keith thinks that Bentancur was very good, and Zach thinks Royale was playing badly. But yeah, I mean, I would say Bentancur didn't play amazing, but maybe you guys have a different opinion on this. So clearly, what else we got? I like Bentancur, but why does he get protected when he drops just as bad of performances? Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say Bentancur had a good game. In fact, both the midfielders didn't have a good game. I would honestly say there was very few players that actually played well today, which is why it's incredible. I'm talking that Tottenham actually got a point. I was ready to come and record this really, really down in the dumps because we were so bad. That first half, wow, that was so poor. We have to sort it out. Reece James should have been marked much better for his goal. And do you know what? 1 point on that, Reece James's goal. Notice we took Sessegnon off and put on Richarlison. Now, Conte, I love him to bits and love his tactics, but why are we taking off a left wing back and putting on a striker? That is gung-ho way too early. I felt like we played the cards too early on that one. And because we then didn't have a left wing back really to back us up, Reece James on the right was in acres of space. Sterling squared it to him and there was no one on it. We had no one on down the left channel. It was a concern. I mean, why is no one seeing the fact that you take off a left wing back, and in a game like this, I know we're 1-0 down, but there was still 35 minutes to play and we had no left back. It was really concerning. I would have personally put on Perisic before. I think Perisic coming on before Richarlison would have been making more sense. But I mean, at the end of the day, Conte does know his team much better than me, but it does seem strange putting on a striker for a left wing back. Let me know what you guys think on that one. Emerson was very defensive today, defensively sound. I thought Emerson, do you know what? We give him a lot of stick. He actually did play a couple of really nice slide tackles to stop the play and stop the Chelsea counter attack, which they were nearly through a couple of times. They really were. Nazmul saying he's one of our own, Harry Kane. What a I mean, that was scenes at the end. Imagine being at the UA end at the end. I mean, we literally expected absolutely nothing there. Why do we concentrate so many players onto the left when Reece James and Sterling were basically free, says Ayanami? I don't understand. It was an absolute imbalance in the team when Sessegnon came off. We had all our players on the right almost. I mean, Richarlison taking off a left wing back and putting on a right winger. It's the complete polar opposite. I couldn't quite understand that switch. We did switch to a back four. No, we did, but we also clearly hadn't been communicated properly because Reece James he could have taken 7 more touches. He was in acres, absolute acres. Gageta's saying we gifted them 2 goals. Absolutely. The Spurs boys were loud in the away end. Big them up. Nick saying, James, we played crap, but we got that point which shows a change in mentality. I agree, Nick. Look, I'm absolutely buzzing with a point because we deserved absolutely nothing. I mean, I'll get the stats up in a minute. It was absolutely atrocious. That first half, I was thinking we could get beaten 4-5-0 here, like genuinely. And I'm sure you guys agree as well. But absolutely brilliant, absolutely resilient stuff. And it was good to see that we didn't give up till the final whistle because I've seen Tottenham heads go down in the past and we do not come back from that. And it was an absolute delight to see from the very last kick of the game, we didn't give up. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, you know what, it's great that we stayed till the last whistle, because actually in between, we weren't doing a lot. We were not finding the ball. Chelsea, it was men v boys in that first half. We got absolutely trounced. I mean, if we just look at these statistics quickly, I'm going to go to flash scores. I'm going to bring it on the screen, hopefully, in just a second for you guys. But it was a concern, let's be honest. Let's get this on screen. Here we go. Hopefully I can zoom in a little bit on this. I mean, if you look at that first half, wow. I mean, 8 goal attempts to 2, 68% possession. We got absolutely slaughtered beyond belief. But no, I do agree, guys. I do agree that it does show a real change in mentality, that we did not give up. I mean, even second half, yes, you can see that we matched their goal attempts. But again, we were obviously better second half, but we were still really under the cosh a lot of the game. 60% possession again for the second half for Chelsea. But listen, guys, if you sit there and you look at those stats and you go, who do you think won this game of football? We all know, the ones that watched it and the ones that can see those stats, Chelsea deserved the win. But at the end of the day, it's football. And if you can somehow clinch something in a situation where you're against the run of play and against the pressure of the game, well, that is statement stuff. That Antonio Conte is building this team where we're not playing well, but we're still grinding results out. And that's key. See, I don't even think we played amazing against Southampton. I think, honestly, we can go up another couple of gears. But again, we won 4-1. We scored the most amount of goals in the game week. I mean, it's absolutely crazy if you put it like that. But guys, if you are still obviously watching this, 30 of you, let me know who you guys would put as your man of the match. Let's go for the man of the match now. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the lineups. Hopefully I can zoom in a little bit more to, there we go. So if we talk about today, I thought Sessegnon was absolutely, he's gone from his best performance in a Spurs shirt, or one of his best performances in a Spurs shirt, to probably one of his worst. And that was my concern. I'm glad we had Perisic on the bench to kind of back that up a little bit. Emerson actually had a better game today. Not quite as good as against Southampton, but he did sweep stuff up quite nicely. Romero and Havertz's antics was absolutely brilliant to watch. Romero nearly getting Havertz sent off was brilliant. Dyer again. Listen, you have to give the defense a little bit of credit, because the midfield weren't doing us any favors. We couldn't keep the ball against Kante. He ran the show. Kante and Jorginho were excellent today. We can't get around that. And Bentancur and Højbjerg really, although Højbjerg scored that great goal, he really wasn't doing us any favors, and the defense were under the cosh the whole time. So you have to think to yourself, listen, Eric Dyer, we've only conceded 2 goals. It could have been more. You've got to give him a little bit of credit. But I thought also Ben Davies at the end nearly scored a header before the one that actually went in was tipped over the bar. Son, for me, was probably the worst Spurs player on the pitch. I can't lie. I'm the biggest Heung-min Son fan, but he couldn't get in the game today. His touches were heavy. He looked a bit slow. He wasn't really getting involved. And then again, you've got to say also, Son really wasn't able to get into the game that much, because every time we did get the ball up the pitch, Chelsea were just high press, winning the ball back, getting it into the midfield. So at the end of the day, I can't be too harsh on Son, but it was disappointing because he was miles off it today. I will have to say that. Harry Kane, obviously an absolute steal at the end, but my goodness, he also couldn't get into it. He was trying to use his body to keep the ball and shield the ball, but again, he really, really didn't find his touch today. He wasn't able to find those pockets where before maybe he'd play a little 1-2 or set someone free. I thought when Richarlison came on, that helped Kane a lot, because that took one of the... he was almost getting double man-marked, and that put one of them on Richarlison, which gave him a little bit more space. And I think that changed the game when Bissouma and Richarlison came on. I think that changed the game. Perisic as well. I think we needed those substitutions. I think Conte played the substitutions well. Like I said, my only comment would be around Why did we take off Sessegnon and put on a right winger? Because then Reece James was free on the right. But at the end of the day, do you know what? I was very, very happy with the end of the second half. I thought we really did look like we could go on and score. And obviously we did. We didn't give up. But then, listen, Chelsea should have scored 3 or 4 goals today. Let's make no mistake about it. This game could have easily been 3 or 4-1 Chelsea, and we'd be sitting here talking about the completely different things. But we showed resilience, we showed fight, and it was a complete polar opposite of the first half in a little way, where we didn't show any fight. We didn't look like we wanted it. And Conte's second half halftime talk must have been, absolutely explosive. Eamon's saying a lot of heart shown. Great point. Yes, Song was poor and so was Kane. Richarlison showed why we paid big money for him. A complete workhorse. The midfield was horrible. Literally couldn't pass when we were walking into players. Listen, guys, we were absolutely pony, but we've somehow managed to graft a result, and it was incredible. Cucurella, man of the match for Archie. I do believe we got a little guest in here. Hopefully his internet's working. I think he's out. I think he's in. Goodness knows where he's in. Let's just get him in. Let's pull the screen out away for a minute, and we'll get him in. It is, of course, one of my 2 co-hosts, Jackie Burford. Jack, how you doing, mate?
Hello. Can we hear me?
We can
hear me, lads. Oh, we're lagging a bit, but I tell you what, guys, if you can hear me, what a result. In the dying moment, Spurs have only gone and grabbed the point at Stamford Bridge. I'm absolutely buzzing. Yes, we didn't play very well, but we'll take it, guys. We'll take it.
Absolutely. Jack, did you watch the game?
Did I watch the game? Of course. Look at me, James. Do you think I haven't watched the game? Tell you what, guys, I've been at a festival this weekend, and I've been in Cornwall for the week. But I wouldn't miss this game for the world. So I've sat the festival off this morning, and I've been at the pub since 2 o'clock when my twin brother he's with me. Say hello, Harry, to the SpursRelated boys.
Hello,
lads. The atmosphere in the atmosphere in the pub as well. So we had a Spurs family next to us, and we were there since 2 o'clock with them. Just brilliant, talking about the game. I was really excited. Straight away, I thought Chelsea are in a bit of a problem right now with the new owners coming in, a lot of signings, and I thought Spurs would really take the games for them. But then we didn't really do that. And Chelsea come out the blocks flying. They play some fantastic football. You've got to give them credit. And that's exactly what I thought Spurs would do. But I tell you what, we come out in the second side, we changed the formation, and we started to give them the game. As soon as Richarlison come on, we had that fire, we had that willpower, and we believed we could have got something out of the game.
Yeah.
As soon as it went, when it went 1-1, I think we started to panic again. I think because we had a bit more control, because we got that goal, we sat back in our shells, and then Chelsea scored a goal. Really, because they were suffocating us. Their press is brilliant. Let's not lie here. They don't give you any space.
Today, wasn't it?
Relentless. Honestly, they gave you no space on the ball, and they was proper squeeze up the pitch, and we couldn't progress the ball in the midfield. However, saying that again, good teams come back. And I'll tell you what, to get a point at Stamford Bridge, 1 year, 1 goal, 1 win in 30 years, to get a result on the second day of the season is really showing that mentality shift at Tottenham. And now this is where we got to kick on and show that we won it this season. This is the changing of the guard. This Tottenham Hotspur side are not the same side we've had over 10 years. And I'm really excited now because it's a fantastic point. We're still unbeaten in the season, and it's about time we kick on. So, guys, yes, we didn't play the best football, but there you are. It's a point, a 96-minute equaliser. You've got to take these things, guys.
Absolutely, Jack. And what were your thoughts on all the antics at the end with Conte and Tuchel? What are your thoughts on all that?
Oh, I tell you what, James, if you know me, you'll know I absolutely love it. That's passion. That's football. This is why we play the game. If you've played the game, you understand it and you love it because it proves how much Antonio Conte wanted it. Tuchel running down the touchline when they got that equaliser, probably pumping his chest out after he was frustrated with Tottenham when we got the first equaliser. And then Conte just slyly getting that last-minute winner, and he walks over, shakes his hand like the bigger man, and Tuchel couldn't take it. He really couldn't.
Absolutely unbelievable. It's absolute karma as well. Tuchel couldn't let go of his hand. He's crying because he's embarrassed that he's done a knee slide like he's Jose Mourinho V2. Listen, Tuchel, you'll never be as good a manager as Jose. You'll never be up to that. But bless you, mate. Unlucky. And does that mean he's banned for the next game as well? I think Conte will be as well, right?
They both are. I think I've read Ryan Mason's going to be taking charge. And you know what? For the passion, for the Battle of the Bridge, we'll take it. Ryan Mason should easily have enough experience in his head to lead out the boys against Wolves next weekend. So yeah, you know what, James? Let's be honest, guys. That's what we watch football for: the entertainment, the thrill factor, and the last-minute equalisers like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's ask a quick question to the chat. I was already asking the chat about their man of the match. I'm going to ask a question in terms of what rating would you give? The one that's being debated a little bit is our midfield. Do you think our midfield got dominated today? Obviously, especially for 75, 80% of the game, we were truly dominated. But my question is, what is the highest match rating you'd give a single Tottenham player today? Because I wouldn't go higher than 7s for maybe one or two.
Me on the chat? Me on the chat.
It's for you and the chat, but I'll bang it out into the chat as well. Who's your man of the match,
James,
Jack? And what's the match rating?
Okay, my man of the match from a Spurs point of view, I'm actually going to give it to... It's hard because no one was that good. Collectively, we weren't great as a team today. But I'm going to give 2, which is a bit stupid, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to give it to Romero, just for that firepower, that willpower, just because he really wanted that result today and putting in those hard challenges, wearing that badge, he wanted it. He really did. And I was proud because Kane and Son went missing a bit at times. But Romero kept his head, he kept his cool, put in the challenges when he needed to. And to be honest, they could have easily scored a few more goals, so he kept us in the game. Okay, his energy up front, running in behind, that pace, his trickery, and let's be honest, him and Romero working together to frustrate the opponent really helped as well. Look, I've got one more minute before, guys, I'm back to this festival. I've took the afternoon off to watch the Spurs, so one more minute of me, and then I'm sure James is going to give you a fantastic show as well. But no, it's James. I am very happy, to be honest. We've got to take it, haven't we?
Absolutely. I was not expecting anything from the half time. It was awful. But Jack, I'll let you crack on because I can hear you're near the event. There's cars going off and everything. So cheers for dropping in, mate. And we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, no, I look forward to it. Guys, as always, come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs! Absolutely love it. There we go. Jack Burford live from Cornwall, giving his little analysis there. But guys, let me know. There's still like 25 or 30 of you in here. Everyone's gone a little bit quiet. Let me know who you thought was your Spurs man of the match and what rating would you give them. I'm gonna go with what Jack said there. Romero was probably up there for just his grit and determination. Winding Chelsea up was brilliant. But also, I think that an honourable mention has to go to Richarlison. Coming on did change the game, although he wasn't directly involved in the goal. He was running at the Chelsea defence and not giving them pressure to, not giving them the freedom to just willy-nilly sort of pass it around the back like they were doing before. Romero did pull the hair of Cucurella as well. That was absolutely outrageous. We played terrible and still got a point. Says Spence, shows how much our mentality has changed. COYS, absolutely love it, Spencer. Exactly that, mate. Off the ball, did Spurs look concerning? Indranil, I just think Spurs were it was a London derby. We were up for it. We were doing all the tricks in the book, especially Romero and Richarlison when they came on. When Richarlison came on and Romero was just winding Havertz up all game. It was brilliant. So many people have said we were playing a bad game today, but trust me, we have the chance to win the game more than Chelsea. We had 5 shots on target, while Chelsea only managed 3 and have 4 big chances. You're right. We did have more shots on goal than them, but honestly, Alamin, if you did watch the game, mate, we got absolutely battered. But I'm going to give a Romero a 7 or a 7.5. Archie's gone for a 7.5. Richarlison, 6.5 is your man of the match, A&M. Interesting. And Keeps agreeing, 7.5. I can't think of anyone that played better than Romero. I thought Perisic did all right when he came on. I thought Bissouma was a little bit quiet, but Højbjerg and Bentancur got outrun all game by Conte and Jorginho. It was absolutely... It was hard to watch that first half. I can't lie. Conte v Tuchel was the highlight. Absolutely spot on. Loved that as well. Romero for sure, but I like the way Richarlison brought the spark we needed to push on. Exactly what I'm saying, Zach. He did change the game, although not directly in terms of the assist or a goal. He really did change the fact that we put pressure on that Chelsea defence. I don't think Kane and Son were doing enough to put pressure on the defence. And to be honest with you, I'm very surprised that Son didn't come off earlier. Son came off in what minute was it? He came off in minute 79 for Perisic. I can't believe it wasn't earlier. Son was dreadful today. He really was. Dyer was decent. You'd give him a 6.5, Archie. Last minute delivery from Perisic. Spot on the money. Absolutely spot on. And two of them could have edited it. Richarlison could have got on the end of that as well. Perisic and Richarlison does 100% deserve to play against Wolves. I'd say Perisic starts because Sessegnon was woeful today. But who comes out the team for Richarlison? Is it Kulusevski? Do you drop Son? I mean, I don't see them dropping either of them, to be honest with you. Spencer's saying Conte was my man of the match. 10 out of 10. Absolutely love it. If Chelsea had a proper striker, they would have scored around 7. Havertz can't finish. They're playing with no recognised number 9, guys. It's absolutely outrageous. But in terms of the key battles today, I want to bring it on screen once more. In terms of the lineups, just very quickly, because if you look here, sorry, let's just pull this comment off. If you look here, I thought that Cucurella caused problems all game, and Emerson did well to deal with a lot of that, to be fair to him. Romero also soaked up a lot of it, but first half they were having so much joy down Reece James and Loftus-Cheek's side, and Sessegnon was just getting absolutely outrun. And Davies wasn't really doing a lot to back it up. Son wasn't tracking back enough. And Son certainly wasn't putting enough pressure on the defenders in the front line with Kane. Bentancur and Højbjerg were just getting outrun by Jorginho and Conte. They really were. It was great to see Havertz get a yellow because Romero was winding him up, and then Havertz just bit and slide tackled him. Absolutely love to see. Thiago Silva, to be fair, solid as always for Chelsea. Koulibaly had a very good game as well. What a goal, to be fair to him. But Reece James, there is no reason on earth there should be no one in this area of the pitch, this bottom right area, when Chelsea are on the attack. We had numbers on the right, but we had no one round here. And we just got cut open. Davies was nowhere to be seen. Sessegnon was obviously had been subbed by that point because Richarlison had been brought on. We just got cut open like an absolute slice of cake with a knife. I mean, it wasn't great to see. But listen, guys, 2-2. Let's keep reminding ourselves, although we played awful, sometimes the good teams can play bad and still get a result. And that is the sign of a good team. And I think Conte is really blossoming us into a team that can fight till the last whistle and still get a point, even when on the day, on the stats, on paper, it looks like we should have lost 3 or 4-0. And that's me being honest. We did not deserve anything from this game, and we've managed to get a point. It's absolutely brilliant, guys. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm buzzing with that. You know, I can go and talk to my Chelsea and Arsenal friends tomorrow, and they'll be giving it oh yeah, Tottenham didn't play very well. Well, at the end of the day, we got the same amount of points as Chelsea. We're unbeaten still. I mean, it's brilliant, guys. We're going to the Wolves game next week. Wolves were awful against Fulham. They should have lost. And we've got Fulham at home, Wolves at home next Saturday, lunchtime kickoff. If we win that, guess what? We'll be at the top of the table, guys. So don't forget that as well. Unless it's a Friday night game, maybe I've forgotten about. To me, left centre back is definite need. Bring in Pau Torres, says Zach. If Chelsea had a proper striker, they would have scored. I've already read that. Sorry. I think Emerson saved us a lot of times. Emerson does deserve some plaudits today. He really does. We need better communication and awareness. If someone would have seen Reece James and just screamed for someone to mark him, they wouldn't have scored. You're right. I don't know why he's in so much space. Was it me, or did Højbjerg basically look like a centre-back at times in the first half? We'd just stand next to Dyer. I suppose having too many players in attack like City does. Will Conte rotate effectively? I think Conte will manage this absolutely perfectly. Tuchel saying both goals should not stand. Only one team deserved to win. Just keep crying, Tuchel. Baby. Honestly, that is embarrassing. Coming out and saying there's only one team that deserves to win. He should know the amount of years he's been in football that football doesn't always produce the result of how the game is played. He's probably snatched wins when he doesn't deserve it as well, or draws, or whatever it may be. That's football. You never know how the game's going to finish, even if a team's battering you. Like, there's been plenty of times where we battered an opponent and lost 1-0. You know, that's football. I can't believe he's crying about this. I mean, the contentious Bentancur tackle, where he went through, I think it was Mason Mount, was it? And we went on and scored. I mean, it was about 50 seconds before. You can't bring it back 50 seconds. Otherwise, you're bringing back stuff from 3 and 4 minutes as well. It's got to be a cut-off point. When is Spence going to play? I'm not sure. But Emerson at the moment, you can't drop him. I think he's been playing decent. Is there something wrong with Lenglet? I think he's got a slight knock. Excited for cup tournaments to start so we can see Spence in action, absolutely. And start Spence, Lenglet, Perisic and Bissouma in the Wolves game. We can afford to experiment, in my opinion. Also, it'll be interesting to see how much Ryan Mason has grown as a manager. Yep, no Conte on the touchline. So, yeah, absolutely. We've got Ryan Mason on the touchline. It will be very, very interesting. But, guys, I'm just having a quick look now. I think there's still 20 of you watching or something along those lines. If we can somehow get the likes, my laptop is lagging a little bit, so I'd love to see. Who do you sign? Any more players for Spurs? I think we need at least 1 or 2 more signings, to be honest with you. Obviously, Ndombele is going out the door. Lo Celso are both going to be loaned or sold. So, absolutely, I think we need 1 or 2 more players. I do think we still need that creative midfielder off the bench. I still do think we need another centre-back option. So, yeah, for sure. I think we still need a couple more players, for sure. Tuchel cries more than Klopp celebrates in front of our fans just to end the match in a draw, then gets mad at simple. You can't have it both ways. He's gone and slid down the touchline and gone out his technical area, not got a yellow, and then cried at full time because we scored at the end and not letting go of Conte's hand. I mean, it's childish behaviour. It really is. But we love to see it. Guys, there's 12 likes on this video and there's been about 30 to 40 people watching the whole time. So if you haven't already done so, please do smash the thumbs up button because I really do want to do more post-match reactions and more videos for you guys. And I can't do so unless you guys show your support. So please do, before you do leave this stream, smash the thumbs up. That would be absolutely fantastic. We may even do a watch along for the Tottenham Wolves game. We'll see if Jack and Andre are about for that. But please do smash the thumbs up. I want to see at least 20, 30 likes before I head out of this. Tuchel is a Farmers League merchant and won the UCL by taking over a manager's progress. Absolutely. But guys, to wrap up, one more question for you in the chat now. For the Wolves game, what are the concrete changes you would make? Would you bring in Bissouma? Would you bring in Perisic? Would you drop Sessegnon? Let me know what is your starting 11 for that game. And I'll start things off. I think Lloris obviously speaks for himself. I think you can't drop Emerson Royale at the moment. I think he's playing really well. I'd then play Romero, of course. Dyer keeps his position. And I think Ben Davies, because I think Lenglet's got a knock. Left wing back, I think you get rid of Sessegnon. I don't think he was up to it today. You bring in Perisic if he's fully fit. Then the centre mids, Højbjerg and Bentancur. I don't think Højbjerg had a great game today, although he scored. But I don't think that necessarily means we should start Bissouma. I think he has to fight his way into the team. So I would bring on Bissouma in the 60th minute if need be. So I'd keep the 2 centre mids the same. I would then play Kulusevski, Son and Kane with the thought that Richarlison is right behind them. If one of them starts playing badly, we know for a fact that they're going to be straight behind him. And I think that would be brilliant to know that Richarlison is so eager to come on for Son if he starts has a bad first half. If Kulusevski's not getting into the game, what luxury it is that we have Richarlison off the bench and technically Lucas Moura as well. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Archie saying Perisic is a must and Bissouma for Højbjerg, maybe. Yep, maybe. But again, I think Bissouma has to do more to take these two out of the team. I don't think Wolves are going to pose a massive threat in centre mid compared to a Jorginho and a Conte. So you've got to remember that as well, the quality in the opponent. Spence for Royale. Really, Zach? I thought Royale had an all right game. Emerson Royale was up there with my top 3 Spurs players today, for sure. 100%. Bissouma for Højbjerg and Perisic for Cess. So you're going for 3 changes. Spence, even though Emerson was all right, I just really want to see how he'll fare in the Premier League. Start Perisic as well. I think he will be fit. Bissouma needs a game to gel in as well. Lenglet too. Very interesting Ayanami. But guys, that is all we're going to have time for today. please do smash the subscribe button. We're getting close to 1.3k subscribers now. So please do smash the subscribe button. Smash the like button as well, because it really does help the channel out. We'll be back for more videos throughout next week, reviewing that game and previewing the Wolves game. We may even have a quiz. Who knows? But please do keep those notification bells switched on. Smash the like. I can only see 18 likes. I want to see 20 at least. There's been like 40 people watching it across all socials. But guys, really do appreciate all the Spurs relatables turning up today. Again, what a result. We did not expect that, especially that first half. I was fearing the worst, but listen, Antonio Conte's Lily Whites managed the draw at Stamford Bridge. We will take that. I will take that before the full-time whistle and before the kickoff. And Emil's saying, press like to see Conte throw hands again. Absolutely love it, mate. But guys, yeah, like I said, all we got time for, smash the like, smash the subscribe, put a comment in if you want to bring up a talking point after the video. And as always, guys, you know the score. Come on, you Spurs!